Good morning everybody, thanks for joining me again. Well, I've taken a quick drive up onto Dartmoor. I'm at Merrivale Stone Rows for sunrise. Unfortunately it's very overcast, and although there's a little bit of snow on the ground, it's been raining, so I'm not sure how long that's going to last. And yeah, the rain is just on and off, so I'm going to give it a little while, let it brighten up a bit before I go and walk out on the moor. But we're here, so we'll see what we find. Whew. Well, I'm glad I brought my wellies. What a landscape. Just a slight dusting of snow makes it look so much better. Oh, well, if the rain stays off for a bit, which I think it might, then this might be a bit of fun. So your idea and my idea of fun might be different, and these were certainly challenging conditions for taking photographs. I did make a schoolboy error. I'd been filming in the car, as you saw, and I'd forgotten to turn the auto ISO off before taking these shots, and didn't notice until I moved on to the next location. But hey, never mind. So it was about 0 to 1 degrees Celsius with, as you can see, a dusting of snow, howling wind, boggy underfoot with the occasional torrential rain shower. So you'll forgive me for the error. So this first shot is across the two stone rows at Merrivale, looking towards King's Tor, and I've tried to form a leading line from the rock down in the bottom left through the stone rows up to the next one and then up to the King's Tor. And with the moody sky, it looks really quite nice. The only thing that I could change in this one, I guess the bottom right hand side of the photograph is a little empty. So I changed the aspect ratio of this shot to a 16:9 so I could exclude that empty space in the bottom right. And although not quite as good, the leading line up to the Tor still works. And I think it's still a balanced picture with the rocks evenly spaced. So with this next photograph, I've walked to the next stone row. I've still kept King's Tor in the background, and I found this small pool of water around this rock that gives some of the reflection of the sky and balances the photograph a little more. What I didn't say, in the first two photographs I'd actually adjusted the exposure by a couple of stops, not noticing that the auto ISO was on, and on this one there's no adjustment. This is just the auto ISO. And if you look closely, there's a little bit of noise caused by the high ISO, which on this one I think was 2500. Well, before the weather closed in on me, I turned to look down this stone row and took this photograph. And with all of these, because there wasn't any direct sunlight, all of them have got a very, I don't know, studio set look about them, which I was really surprised about, but something to make note of for future. And again, because of the auto ISO, which at this point was 3200, there's a little bit of a grain, and the focus looks pretty soft. But never mind, move on to the next location. Well, I managed to take a couple of photos before the weather closed in on me. It's quite grim now, so full weather gear on. Put the rain cover on the camera bag, and I'm going to take a walk to King's Tor over there and see how we get on. Yeah, I'm going to take a walk over there despite the weather. Don't know if you can hear anything on this, but I've just met a couple of guys who were out camping last night. They're tougher than I am. Okay, well, I've now got across this. This is going to be interesting. There must be a way across somewhere. Well, I made it to the top of King's Tor, and as you can see, view's lovely. I've got a lone tree and a winding path and some moorland colours. What can be better? I'm going to make this quick because the weather really is closing in fast, and I may have to wait it out before I take this shot. Bit of a mission to get here. There's quite a large stream between here and Merrivale Stone Rows, and this time of year it's sort of meandering around, and it took a while to find a thinner part to cross. Still got a little bit wet though. There's a few guys camping in the distance near the quarry. Braver than me out in this weather overnight. But just behind the rocks on the top of the tor here is quite sheltered and nice. But I can see this rain coming in. So I'll move quick and see if I can get a shot of this. So as I was sheltered behind the rocks on the tor, I was able to stay here for quite a while and just watch the scene develop and try different compositions of the tree and the disused mine track that you can see winding into the distance. And because of that, you can see that I've been able to catch the sun shining through the clouds. And I'd also sorted the auto ISO out, so this shot was at 1/40th of a second at ISO 100 and f11, giving a decent depth of field. And I focused in on the tree. And apart from the lack of light in the foreground, I'm quite happy with this shot. So for this next shot, I've moved to the right a little bit and changed the aspect ratio to give a broader shot to get more of that hillside in. Still with the mine track on the left hand side and keeping the tree below the horizon. And also including, just on the right hand side of the shot, the tors in the far distance. Well, I'm out of the wind a bit here, and now that cloud's gone through, it's giving some nice light. You can see down there all the way down to Plymouth. So let's get on with some more photograph taking. So with these last two images, I'm looking back across the moor, almost retracing my steps. You can see on the right hand side of the shot is where that stream was I was trying to cross, and you can see several tracks that run across the mid-ground there, back across where the stone rows are. You might just be able to make out one of the standing stones to the left of the shot. You can see in the far distance where the other tors are, there's a little bit of light shining through the clouds, and I was trying to capture that. And if anything else, it shows you the route across the moor if you're coming this way. So with this last shot, I've just turned to the left slightly and taken a photograph down the valley, trying to capture some light in the distance. I've included some of the rocks on the tor on the left hand side just to balance the distant tors on the right. One thing I can say, if you're coming this way, even in these poor conditions, on top of King's Tor there's plenty of shelter to be had in and amongst the rocks, so you can stay up there for a little while and shelter from the bad weather so that you can wait for some decent shots. Okay, time to make my way back down. Well, I was hoping there was going to be a place to cross, but I've just tried going across the ford in my wellies and it would easily come over the tops. So I'm going to have to find a way around as I did before. Oh well, bit of a walk. Well, that was a bit of an epic walk. I enjoyed that, especially the walk to King's Tor. Unfortunately, the journey ends as it began in the car. I was going to stop and take a couple more shots of the stone rows, but the weather wasn't playing ball, and I could see it coming in, and sure enough it rained really heavily and most of the snow has now melted. But never mind. Hopefully I've got some good shots that I've already shown you, and I'll see you again next Sunday. If you liked the video, then give me a like and hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything, but it will help me grow the channel, and I hope to see you again next Sunday. But for now, cheerio. Just trying to work out the best place to stand. Hopefully this is it. Oh, more rain on the way.